Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we're talking about Jack and Lily Sullivan, the breaking news that Daniel Martell did an interview. Buckle up. It might be a bumpy ride.
Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
One second, y'all. I'm having my mouse is giving me a little bit of a fit. Why is it doing this? One second. Why is it not scrolling? Let me refresh. One second, y'all. Apologize. Okay. I think we're getting there. Maybe, baby. One second. Why is this? What? Okay. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is the first day of October 2025. It is currently 10:24 p.m. from the East Coast of the United States. Hello. Good to see you all. Well, what an interview. What an interview. Can we ask question? You can ask a question here without getting timed out. As long as it's respectful, of course. Anywho, well, what was your thoughts? First of all, thank you guys so much for joining me. Before we get started, if you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button, would greatly appreciate that. And consider the sharing the live out for extra bonus points. Yes. Can't understand? Can you not hear me? When is my mic on? Let me make sure my mic is on. Yep, my mic is on. Is it too loud? Hello, Abigail. I got blocked like for nothing. Okay. Am I clear though? I want to be clear. I don't want to be like doubles. You probably have me open twice. Oh, thank you, Nova. Perfect. Okay, Daphne. Thank you so much. Okay. Well, so Daniel did a pre-recorded live with DT show, and you know, again, there's things that he has said that is brand new, and he has said things that he has changed, and he said a lot for that matter. I'm going to pull up, first of all, today, Miss, one second. Sorry, I'm going to pull something up. Did you guys ever hear? I had never heard this, and I know it was in a chat the other day, but do you guys remember hearing someone say that Janie said she heard someone say shh that morning? I had never heard of it, but apparently a lot of you guys had heard that. And I got the receipt from and so what changed the whole story? No doubt. Well, so a question for Miss Janie. Yep, Durwood said it and Janie both, and then Janie denied it. Bingo. Bingo, Daphne. Thanks to you. Thank you. Yes. Absolutely. He certainly did. Now, tomorrow they will argue the sun is purple, probably. I had heard people say that, but I had not heard Daniel or Janie say it, but I got the receipt today. Janie, when she was doing the voice memos about her account of what happened that day, she used it under Daniel's Facebook. She used it under Daniel's Facebook. So it looked like it was Daniel, but it was actually Janie. And let's look at this before we go over the interview. I want to show you guys this. Again, more bullshit from them. It says Daniel. It's actually Janie under the account though. Right here. Now, to me it looks like Daniel's typing, to be honest with you, but but Janie denied it. So even if it was Daniel or it was Janie, either way, they both lied, in my opinion. Look what it says here. They are loud kids. That's how I know someone they knew from Malea's side of the family took them. The dog did bark, but very briefly. I'm guessing whoever took them may have said to the shh, don't be loud. The dog did bark, but briefly, I'm guessing. Okay, so there we go. There we go right there. Yeah, Shelby, I think that happened a long time ago, though. Even that guy of him sideways when he said he didn't take his phone. Oh yeah, because when in the documents, Daniel says in one interview that he takes his phone everywhere, but he didn't take his phone that morning. How convenient, right? How convenient. The Starlink satellite dish was just outside the fence in the area of the camper in front of it. Finding solace. Durwood was commenting right and left. Yeah, yeah. Um, very convenient. It's like they almost Durwood said in DTS chat, he knows who has the kids. Well, he said that before, and they are being well taken care of. It's amazing how Durwood knows, but the RCMP doesn't. It's amazing how Daniel is now pointing his finger toward uh, one of the people that came there, gave their time, their energy, their effort of planting the blanket. Daniel also said today that RCMP told him that the blanket was 100% planted. Interesting, huh? Interesting. Um, so what this is going to take a long time to do. We're not going to get through even half of it, not even close to half of it tonight. But then I'm going to go through Daniel's words, every word that he said during this interview and everything that he said during this interview. And then I'm going to compare it to his other text messages and what he has said to the RCMP and what he has said during the interview. One thing that he says, now he did change. He says the CPS was there for Jack and Lily's behavioral issues. They do not come for behavioral issues, Daniel. But first, as you see, I do a disclosure or a disclaimer and all that. First, I want to say that everything you see today that I say is my opinion and my opinion alone. Don't contact anyone that we're talking about. RCMP has said no one has been named a suspect or a person of interest, and no one has been cleared either. Despite what you hear, nobody has been cleared. RCMP has given no names out that has been cleared. Form your own opinion. I'm just one of nearly 8 billion on the planet. That's all. I was wrong, Shelby. Just look it up. It happened on Thursday, June 5th, 2025. All right. D is still telling the RCMP are telling him a lot of stuff about the case. Yeah. Daniel, he wants to be one of the guys. That's what he wants. He's that's how he operates. He wants to be included. He wants to be one of the guys. Oh, let's kid him, get on there. Daniel, let me tell you something. They'll kid you and everything, but you are sorely mistaken. Sorely mistaken. Daniel has behavioral issues. I think so. I think so. One thing that he does say in this is that he denies any abuse. He says Malaya talks about to the RCMP that Daniel was not abusive in any way. Durwood said that Daniel did whoop the kids. Malaya via text claimed that Daniel was abusive to her by holding her down, taking her phone, that kind of thing, and did, if I recall correctly, whip the kids. I know Durwood definitely said that. Oh, he pointed the finger. All right. Yeah. He is full of himself. He is really full of himself. Out of all the cases I've covered, I absolutely, Daniel has changed his story more than anyone. And one of the classes that I'm taking right now, I'm thinking about, I think I should give this case, tell my instructor to look at this case, because Daniel is certainly, he would certainly be a good one to study as far as I'm concerned, because of just the absolute bag of inconsistencies. Durwood's son also works with Daniel at the mill. Hey, Joe, Shannon, Shelby, Daphne, Deborah, Nancy. I think so too. I'm not a doctor though, Nancy, but I think so too, to be honest with you. Sherry, Pam, Robin, good to see everyone. Just give me 1 second, y'all. And we'll see. I can't wait to see what Miss Belinda thinks of this. It will be very, very interesting, in my opinion, to see what Belinda thinks of this. 1 second. Where did this go? Okay. All right. Credit's going to go to DTS, the DT show. DT show. That's what he goes under now. And link is provided in the description. Make sure you sub up. DT show. Mods will drop the link in chat for the live chat and for the replay crew, and for credits, it will go in the description. All right. Here we go. We're going to get to where it starts, where we start. Okay. Make sure we got it. Okay. Going to go back here. Oh, the closed caption's not on ready yet. Okay, here we go.
Just one investigator that told us it was multiple different times privately. So it wasn't just
Why is it working like this?
one investigator out of the blue that said it.
And has it always been that way, or was there a moment, maybe perhaps in the beginning, where you felt that that wasn't the case? Maybe perhaps their eyes were on you.
I'm not sure. I think for the first month they were pretty dead set that, you know, we need to investigate Daniel a lot.
Mhm.
I mean, with the amount of interrogations I did, and with the sheer amount of.
So he thinks that in the beginning they were all, you know, up Daniel's hoo-ha, and I would agree with that. I think I don't think it's an accident, in my opinion, that they, I mean, first of all, if a child disappears, 1, 2, especially 2, any child, first of all, in the very beginning, overwhelming majority, if you're unalived, if you go missing, is by someone that you know, that knows you, that is inside the home, period. Overwhelming, much less a child who Daniel says he does not believe they're in the woods. Every family member, no matter what side they're on, believes that they're not in the woods right there. I felt he was high, maybe even using. Oh, I agree too. Hey, Miss Marla, thank you so much for renewing your membership, girl. Appreciate you. Mamacita, good to see you. Very kind of you. Thank you, love. Hey, Joyous, Shannon, Ruby, CR, good to see you. What did Mohawk say? Many police will pretend to be your friend. Oh, fuck yeah. And by the way, something in this, in Canada, they stopped using accusatory, like the high, I forget what it's called. I call it accusatory. Like here, they'll drill you, right? Like if they're doing an interrogation, right? They'll blame you and all that. They stopped, or they were supposed to stop that in Canada in 2015. By the way, it's supposed to be a lot more gentle now. Funny how professionals say the kids are in the woods, yet all the people on the property say abduction. Police say woods because that's where they were when they showed up that day. Yeah. Well, where else would they have went? Right? I mean, this is the thing. Daniel says, this is still a missing persons case. It is, yes. But what Daniel also doesn't say is he does say that he believes someone else took them. But if someone took them and they are missing, and they are missing under a nefarious act, that would be criminal, Daniel. And he doesn't like to hear that word, criminal.
Well, I mean, I was pretty upfront with everything. I was cooperative with everything, so it kind of made it easier for them too, right? They didn't have to get any warrants. They didn't have to dig for anything. I mean, I handed them my phone. I asked for the polygraphs. I asked for everything.
Yeah, I mean,
You
usually when
did.
somebody cooperates as much as you guys have,
Yeah.
and law enforcement is looking into it, if they're looking at you guys as some form of suspect, and if you're looking at somebody hard enough and you're pulling all the stops and you're not finding something, that's usually because something
Mhm.
happened
Well, I would disagree with that,
there.
respectfully.
So, let's back up. Let's go and start from the beginning. The kids
But
miss.
but one thing DT and I 100% agreed on was the Brian Koberger case. I absolutely thought Brian Koberger did it from pretty much the moment he was mentioned, especially after looking at everything. And there were people that supported Brian Koberger, saying, oh, he was innocent and all that. There is no way in hell I thought Brian Koberger was innocent.
School
We
before
just
their
disagree on this
disappearance.
case.
A lot of people were looking at that in a suspicious manner.
We miss each
I
other.
know that they were seen on camera the day before they disappeared.
Yeah,
So
Gary.
the fact that they were missing, as as weird as it was, as far as the timing goes, doesn't necessarily mean something nefarious happened. But tell us, why weren't they in class?
Well, I know Wednesday they had what they call a PE day, which is kind of like an in service.
Mhm.
And so no children attended the school that day. And then on Thursday, Lily had a cough, and I really
A cough. I'm sorry, but I don't buy this cough. I don't buy this cough. I buy Lily had a black eye. That's what I buy, in my opinion. I wonder if that's what I buy. If a child doesn't have a fever, diarrhea, vomiting, uh, they can go. They can go to school. A cough, we cough every day, whether we're sick or not. We still cough. So I don't buy this. I don't buy it.
Really didn't know if Malaya was.
There's nobody who is caring through the night for Lily or Jack. Nobody who's caring through the night. Nobody who's caring through the morning. So I believe, hey Kelly, hey Half Moon, that it was more of a black eye. When did she get this black eye? Was it a particularly volatile week that week? Was something going on in that house that week? Were they particularly, this is questions I'm asking, I'm not saying it happened. Were they particularly fighting more that week? Was the math not hitting right, in my opinion? I don't know.
Going to keep them home for Friday, but kind of turns out that she did. And when I woke up that morning, like I wasn't expecting the kids to be home. I seen Lily poke her head into the room a couple times that morning.
Yeah.
And she didn't have a cough. She wasn't sick.
Hold on.
Not like
Wait a second.
And when I woke up that morning, like I wasn't expecting the kids to be home. I seen Lily poke her head into the room a couple times that morning.
You wasn't expecting Lily to be home that morning. But weren't you Mr. Mom? You were Mr. Mom, right? I mean, that's the way you make it sound. You were the one that took care of Jack and Lily, and you didn't have this planned in the morning, because like I've said, there's two times you either know when your kid is going to school or not. You make that known the night before, or you make it that morning, right? Sometimes they're too sick and you say, yeah, you're not going to be able to go to school tomorrow. And then sometimes, you think, yeah, there might be, we'll see how it is in the morning, right? No. But he says he's not sure. But isn't there text messages of Daniel saying that he saw on the, I'll have to pull them, Daniel seeing the email that came in shortly after Malaya text or did the email thing with his phone, because he said Malaya used my phone. Her phone was dead. Well, how do you know that? Yeah. Yeah. How do you know that? They kept Jack home because whooping cough was going around. So Meep, they kept Jack home because whooping cough was going around. And it is true, there was a notice of whooping cough. Yes. But I would think that Jack and Lily were up on their shots, their vaccines, I would hope, their pertussis vaccine. And number one. And number two, do you keep kids home because as a preventative measure? No, I'm not singling you out, Meep, or anything. I'm just responding. You know what I mean? No. No. And we're talking about these children have missed what, 43 days of school? There's what, 160 days roughly? The 41? How many days are there in Canada school in a year? Right? No, it's not normal. Missing nearly 1/3 of the school year. 180? Okay, 180 then.
And she didn't have a cough. She wasn't sick, not like the day before. So, I wouldn't really have kept them home because
Okay, so Friday, how would you know? Hold on. Let me just see something right here. What do you say?
I'm home for Friday, but
Hold on.
kind of like an in-service.
Mhm.
And so no children attended the school that day. And then on Thursday, Lily had a cough. And I really didn't know if Malaya was going to keep them home for Friday, but kind of turns out that she did. And when I woke up that morning, like I wasn't expecting the kids to be home. I seen Lily poke her head into the room a couple times that morning.
Yeah.
And she didn't have a cough. She wasn't sick, not like the day before.
How would you know if she was sick that morning, Daniel? She wasn't sick like the day before. Well, that was Thursday. How would you know? How do you know she was sick that morning or not? Nobody fucking checked on him. Seriously. She wasn't sick, not like the day before. Bingo. Bingo. You just said she poked her head in.
So and expecting the kids to be home. I seen Lily poke her head into the room a couple that morning. Thursday, Lily had a cough. And I really didn't know if Malaya was going to keep them home for Friday, but kind of turns out that she did. And when I woke up that morning, like I wasn't expecting the kids to be home. I seen Lily poke her head into the room a couple times that morning.
Yeah.
And she didn't have a cough. She wasn't sick, not like the day before. So, I wouldn't really have kept them home.
He wouldn't have kept him home, but they didn't really talk to him, check on him, offer him food, say, how are you feeling? None of that. None of that, right? 431 days equals 41. Okay, I don't know, but he's full of shit when he gets to that, in my opinion. I know you're watching, Daniel.
Because they were kept home a lot because they were sick a lot during the school year. But
allergies, or is this like?
Yeah, I bet you they were sick a lot. They didn't get, in my opinion, the nutrition, the care, the cleanliness.
Like
no, they
I mean, they said that they how often did they say they did laundry? Every 6 weeks?
they just had low immune systems, Daniel.
Okay.
I mean,
They had low immune systems. They had low immune systems. What does that mean? What does it mean they have low immune systems? They're a 4 and a 6-year-old. Nothing that we know that they have that is immunocompromising. They were sick, yet they let them go outside first thing in the morning, probably without anything to eat, warm clothes. Yeah. They were sick a lot. Or did they have black eyes a lot? Asking question.
for like the first, I don't know, like 11 weeks of school, they were sick each week. Not they brought home COVID and stuff like that. Well, but you can't expect a kid to be perfectly healthy when they're hanging out with other children, right?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And so
Yeah. I agree with that. When kids first start school in the beginning of the year, every year, lots of germs, all that. I understand that. But you also can't expect them to, in my opinion, not have black eyes when they're around certain people, right, Daniel?
So it sounds like she was pretty bad the day before she went missing on Thursday.
Yeah, she did have a cough, but I was never expecting Malaya to keep them home for both days.
She had a cough. They're minimizing it. a cough. It's total minimized. She got over it in 24 hours, a cough. Gotcha. But the morning that they did not speak, no words, they said to Lilly. But she was fine that morning. She wasn't sick or anything, according to Daniel, at all. In a little bit, he's going to talk about how how she was grabbing the lock or something, which is very weird to me. He's like, she was jiggling the lock. I'm like, what the fuck is it? Is it a padlock?
And so that was Malaya's decision then to keep.
Yeah,
him
of course.
home.
She woke up that morning on the
Oh,
morning
yeah.
of the disappearance and marked Jack and Lily both as absent at 6:17 and 6:18 a.m.
Good deal. And so the last
Well, if Malaya got up and marked the kids absent, Daniel, right? And you said they're not sick. Malaya said she did not go back, didn't go into their room and check on them that morning. She didn't go into the room that morning and check on him. So you said they were not sick that morning. You said they weren't sick that morning. But apparently she made a decision to mark them absent very early. In my opinion, if she was going to make this decision to not have them go to school that morning, she would have made that decision the night before. She would have made that decision the night before. In which, I'll be honest with you, if my kids were not going to school the next day, I'm going to turn my alarm off, and it's not going to be set off at 6:15. The school's going to get a notice a little bit later, straight up. And I don't think Miss Malaya was going to get off her tuchus for any other reason other than, in my opinion, something had already went down.
time that they're seen is on camera the day before. What happened the night after they're seen on
All
camera?
through the
What was
night,
that night like?
1,000%.
The night they were seen on camera, they were seen on Thursday. They were seen at Dollarama, and then we went to Acropole. You know, we got some food and then brought it home. When we got home, it was a little bit before 4 o'clock, and I
Okay,
went
listen to
outside and
this.
helped mom work on the fence.
Okay. They said they got home at 4 o'clock. I slept in because he was sick, Malaya. But yeah. Because kids that are sick, if they got a fever, they're going to spike a fever anywhere from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. Guaranteed. And so at 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., you give them a dose of Tylenol or ibuprofen, and then their fever goes back down and you go back to bed. That's what parents do. Not them. They don't check or anything. Janie said 10:30, right? Nighttime. Absolutely. Absolutely. When the sun goes down, it's always worse. And yes. Yep. Exactly, Peas. Whenever you lay back, you are going to start coughing. The postnasal drip. All right. So Daniel says he gets home at 4 o'clock. Now listen to these times he gives. Check for breathing struggles. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it was chilly and wet. Why are you have the kids or not know if sure they were outside? Yep. Yep.
Took me a little while to find all my tools and stuff, but then, you know, after I got my drill and everything else, and I helped mom work on the fence for quite a few hours until it was.
See? So they get home at 4 o'clock, and then a little while goes by, and then it takes him some time to get his tools. How long did it take him to find his stapler, y'all? 3 months? Or was it 3 months? 3 months to find a stapler? So, all right, got that. Being sarcastic there, but it did take him a long time to find that stapler. And then 4 o'clock they get home. Then after a little while, he finds his stuff. And then he goes and helps Junkyard Janie fix the fence. So are they fixing the fence, or is she raking the yard? Which one is it? Which one is it? How much fence could you get up? How do you not realize kids are asleep? Kids are noisy. They turn on lights. Of course. Well, he said he turned on the light at midnight. Yeah. My ass.
Just coming on to dark, and then quite a few hours until it was just coming on to dark, and then.
What time does it get dark in Nova Scotia, May 2nd? What time is dark? It was also light rain all day Thursday. Yes. Daniel's turning the light at midnight is dumb. Yeah. Especially when they're 8 p.m. So he essentially worked from about probably 6 to 8, 2 hours. Brian says 7 o'clock. Any of my Nova Scotians? What does my Nova Scotian say? Hey, butterflies. Thank you, my lovies. Appreciate you. If Malaya didn't send message, she would have had her sleep disturbed. She would have had her sleep disturbed bed, as school would have called, in my opinion. They do call. They do call. They usually call around 9 or 10 o'clock generally. Teresa says it was 8 p.m. Thank you, butterflies. I appreciate you very much, honey. It was 8 p.m. Okay, so you're in Nova Scotia. Okay. Interesting. All right.
After it was dark, I came back inside. What I remember, the kids were sleeping, but when you're looking back in time, Daniel, it's hard to, kind of remember everything.
Yeah, because Daniel, it's very interesting you say that, because we asked you about what time Malaya had them in bed, and that's when nobody had asked you, and we really pressed you on that, and you finally gave an answer. And that answer is right here. 1 second. I think I'm going to have to get a new mouse. It's bugging the hell out of me. And Daniel says that Malaya had them before 9, no matter what, but most times around 7 p.m. You said the absolute, which I've got other text where you said never, ever, ever, ever would they be in bed before, or no later ever than 9 o'clock. But you say that night 7 to 8, which I find very interesting because your account here is different.
What I remember, the kids were sleeping, but when you're looking back in time, Daniel, it's hard to, kind of remember everything. And
No, It's not. No, it's definitely. It is not hard to remember something that you will remember for the rest of your entire natural life. Entire natural life. Something that you have, I'm sure, ran through your head 1,000,000 times.
Get a feeling for how the night really was, because it just seemed like a normal night, right? When I came inside, I thought the kids were sleeping,
You thought?
and I could have swore they were sleeping, but
You could have
it says in the
swore.
documents that she had them up till 9 or 10 at night. I don't remember.
Uh-huh. So Malaya's account is she had them up till 9 or 10 that night. Daniel says he thought, he could have sworn that they were asleep. Now, it's a 1970, 1980, maybe mobile home. You're going to know if two kids are asleep. You're going to know if two kids are awake. You're going to know. You're going to know. I don't care if they got the TV on, their tablet, they're screaming, they're playing. 1970s.
Remember them being up that late, so I'll tell you that.
Were you looking at your phone or your watch at what time it was every few
Yeah,
minutes?
I mean, I got a watch on my arm the whole time, and I never look at it, man.
Oh,
I'm
not
always
at that
grabbing
day,
for my
at least.
phone.
You
Yeah.
know, it's not uncommon unless you're like something specifically happens and you look at the time at that specific time. You know, I know a lot of people are looking at certain times where I think they were asleep by 9:30 and documents say 10 and like, oh my God, there's 30 minutes here that
Yeah,
it's a little bit of a wild expectation for people to expect to remember things, especially on like you mentioned.
No, it's, in my opinion, it's the way I've always been trained. It's, they may not know the exact time. They may not know the exact time, but they know a roundabout. We can all know about around to what time it is during the day. We just know, right? We subconsciously look, or we do look at the time, out what it looks like outside. But what gets me is not necessarily his time here. What gets me is he can't say he remembers if the kids are asleep or not. You can't? Like, how? There's 3 children under 6 years old in your house, in that trailer. You don't know if they're asleep or not? Now, Malaya says in the documents that the children are very loud when they're going to bed, and that's why they had to separate the walls in the bedroom, I guess partition it off, because they'll be up all night. Yeah, we have an internal clock, absolutely.
On a night that was pretty normal. But that night, what time did you go to bed?
I went to bed actually a lot later than Malaya did, I think. Like, Malaya was already asleep when I came into bed. I remember flicking on the light for the kids at 12 at night, or a little bit after 12, so a little bit after midnight, and both of the kids were.
Now, I'm going to say this. I don't personally believe any of Daniel's interviews from now on is going to be as accurate, and we're not going to get the most truthful answer, which I don't think we've ever been getting the most truthful answer, to be quite honest with you. But I think the reason is he's got the documents. What he said to the RCMP, what we've seen him say to the RCMP, and he's, in my opinion, he's going to now talk about more consistently with what he said to the RCMP versus all the bullshit he told us prior to us not having those documents. So he's going to be way more aligned now with what he has said in those RCMP documents. We did not have those before. So he could say virtually whatever he wanted to say. So that changes a lot, a lot. Oh, Mamacita Joyous, thank you so much. Thank you, sweeties. I adore you. Thank you so much. You have a good birthday, Miss Joyous. Yeah, guys, yesterday was Joyous's birthday. So if you guys didn't get to say happy birthday to her yesterday, make sure you guys say happy belated birthday to her today. I had a great birthday. Good. Good, Miss Joyous. Thank you, sweeties. I adore you. I really do appreciate you. People do know that even if they're attempting to lie, we mold our truth to various versions. Absolutely. Yeah. Of course.
Fast asleep under the covers.
But it really
So,
changes
but I
afterwards.
never get a chance to see what clothing they were wearing because the blankets were up on them, right?
Hold on.
A little bit after midnight, and both of the kids were fast asleep under the covers. So, but I never get a chance to see what clothing they were wearing because the blankets were up on them, right?
Did you see the backpack?
I don't remember the backpack, the strawberry backpack, but that was always in Lily's room, right?
Okay.
Like
And
that was always in.
Okay. So he's saying that Lily Strawberry's backpack is always in her room. Maybe she had an extra backpack for whatever reason. But the backpacks for school, it always looked like it was by the door. The backpacks and the kids' jackets were always by the door. It looks like in all the other
Lily's room.
pictures.
Like she never took it out of there, right? That was her backpack for. It wasn't a school backpack. I know a lot of people think that,
There we go.
but
Yeah.
she actually had a pink LOL doll, like for school, and that was her. And the backpack she ended up taking was the one that we bought for when she took to her grandmother's, right? Which would be Cindy Murray.
So when she goes on trips, this was the backpack for trips.
Yeah. She didn't take her school backpack. She took her one that she takes on trips.
Yes, and who said that? Lisa B. Always. What covers? What blankets? Describe them, please. That's the way it, in my opinion, I would have loved to have questioned Daniel. Really, what did they look like? What did the covers look like? Blankets. How many? What else? Describe it. What it looked like.
Trips
What it
or
sounded like.
overnight
What it feel like.
trips or to go to visit, she would use that backpack.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so what's the layout of the house look like? So
Well, the layout of the house is we have the bedroom at the very end,
Okay.
and then we have Lily and Jack's room and my other kid's bedroom, and the bathroom, and the kitchen and the living room.
Okay.
So
how many bedrooms is that?
3-bedroom.
3 bedrooms. And
Yep.
and I know some people have asked, like, Lily and Jack, they shared a bedroom. Was there a reason why one wasn't in one room and one wasn't in the other?
Well, my other kids are in the other bedroom. I mean, it really didn't matter if but I know my daughter Raina and Arlo, they like to be in the same bedroom and they like to play together, right?
Yeah.
So, and it was different. It was a lot different from my other two kids, not having like any other kids involved, like with me and then being a family before this.
So Daniel's got 2 other kids. He's got a boy and a girl. And you would think that Jack and Lily would have had like their own bedroom. And when like the kids came over, they could have shared, like the girl could have shared it with Lily and the boy could have shared it with Jack. But they had the boy and the girl had their own. Daniel said Durwood is pretty much on point. Yeah, the one who says that he didn't know what a fucking timeline was. Got it. Cool.
Right. So it was kind of new to them. It was kind of new to Lily and Jack as well, especially with the new baby coming in too. So
Yeah.
it was a little bit different for everybody.
And so, yeah, the other children, they weren't there that night, correct?
No, they weren't. They were there the weekend prior.
So, relative to where Jack and Lily's bedroom is to where you guys sleep, how close is that? Is that
Yeah,
like
it's actually
must
the next
share
bed.
I'm so tired of his bullshit, guys. I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of patience for Daniel because he's a weasel, in my opinion. He is a weasel. And he has said anything and everything he can, whatever's in the moment. And so I don't have a lot of patience for him because there is 2 kids missing. And people know where they're at. Someone's knows where they're at. And so why would this bastard be lying? I'm afraid so, Meep. I'm afraid so. I do believe this is probably going to go cold because I don't think the RCMP, I don't think that they interrogate hard enough, to be honest with you. It's my opinion. Abigail, thank you, lovey. 2 months. 2 months now. Thank you. Oh, how you doing, girl? First of all, today is Miss Abigail's birthday. Happy birthday, Abigail. We gotta sing for you, girl. We gotta sing for you at the end of this. And Miss Abigail got a brand new car for her birthday. Girl, got a good hubby, honey. Got a good hubby. Um, who is the friends, Kelly? Who is friends with Tint? Who's Kelly? Maybe I missed something in chat. Okay, let's go on.
It's actually the next bedroom over.
And you guys mentioned that you guys could hear them throughout the morning. Is that correct?
Yes, I actually did hear. I know when it says in the documents that we heard them in the next room over, like in their bedroom. I didn't hear them in their bedroom. I heard when Lily would pop in, I heard Jack in the kitchen.
Oh. But Malaya said you were asleep. Malaya said you were asleep. But, they're all of them. Daniel, Malaya, and Junkyard Janie are all conveniently going in and out of consciousness, sleeping, dozing in and out, all at the exact right times. It's not like one of them was awake and heard them in the kitchen and then all of a sudden silence. They just happened to doze off, right, while they was hearing them in the kitchen and in the living room. And then they walk out. One of them couldn't have been a partially awake dozing. It was just all at the right time, guys. Just as it's just the perfect time that Junkyard Janie dozed off while Jack and Lily left the yard, either on their own accord or someone took them. And it's not like Daniel and Malaya, just one of them woke up, within that 20-minute period and didn't hear Jack or Lily and, get their ass up. Save me with that bullshit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I heard him rustling around in the kitchen, right? But then when me and Malaya made our way out to the kitchen, there was nothing moved. The chairs were still perfectly in place.
1,000%.
There was no chairs pulled up against the counter.
1,000%. And listen, they took Meadow, and he's not allowed to see his other kids either. If Daniel is all in the clear, right? If Daniel's all in the clear right now, why the hell? Hey, NY Leo, good to see you, honey. Why the hell is he not allowed to see the kids then? Clearly, something was going on in that house. Clearly, they didn't keep Meadow away from Daniel and Malaya and Daniel's other kids just because Jack and Lily vanished. Some shit was going on in that house, in my opinion. And someone said it really good right here. Lorraine, what has Daniel done to provide for these 4 children? He doesn't have a steady unemployment. The children were always sick. They were malnourished. They were dirty. Their clothes, poor things. They didn't also have allegedly coats, according to some of the staff that some of us have spoken to. And wasn't clean and tidy. Backyard not safe. There wasn't anything safe on that property. Nothing. Exactly, Shelby. Exactly.
For them to, they usually would jump up and take food if they wanted, because kids always do that, right? They would go into the fridge, they would go into the other pantry and grab food if they wanted. Like, they had unlimited food if they wanted to grab it.
I wonder how often they grocery shopped, because I believe they didn't grocery shop that often, in my opinion. I believe they went out and got food, fast food, just about every day, in my opinion. That is in the documents that day, the day before, they're going out and getting fast food and all that stuff. And others in that area says they got fast food nearly every day.
And, they would go into the fridge, take yogurt.
Remember, Daniel, there are people that served you guys in that area that works at specific places that have talked.
Cups and eat them, or cereal or whatever. So, but nothing was moved, Daniel. Nothing was moved.
Now they're being loud-ish. You mean loud enough for you guys to hear them?
Yeah.
Your other daughter, Meadow, she
Yeah.
was there though, right?
Yeah, she was actually laying beside me with.
Yeah, I mean, 4-year-old grabbing food. Yep. Yep. Had to move a chair to grab his food of the morning. I cannot imagine. Nothing. I'm just gonna stop.
With Malaya.
Hold
Did
on,
you
what
guys
is
ever, or did Malaya ever tell the guys to hear them?
Yeah.
Your other daughter, Meadow, she was there though, right?
Yeah, she was actually laying beside me with Malaya.
Did you guys ever, or did Malaya ever tell the kids to be quiet? Where they were waking up Meadow at any point with their noise?
In that morning, no. But when Lily poked in, I did go, shh. Like, when, she would come in the room, because she always woke up Meadow. Same with you.
I don't believe it happened. I don't believe that happened. I believe Daniel, in my opinion, was the one that needed the quiet time. But I don't believe it was that morning. I believe it was the night before.
But I mean, that's what kids do too, right?
Yeah, yeah. And so,
Look in your lips.
Some
Daniel,
folks are
are ya?
saying that, they may have walked out the back sliding glass door. That seems like the only logical explanation for them to have exited the house. You had something on the front door, correct?
Yeah, on the front porch, there's the front porch door, and then there's the inner door on the front. And I know for 100% they did not go out through that door. So, because when I went and got the keys and tried to come back into the house, couldn't get into the front door, right? I had to go around from the back. And then I went out through the front door.
Gotcha.
So that's how I know they did not exit through the front. They
Mhm.
exited out through the back sliding glass door.
Okay. What about your wrench, your bear wrench that you put on the night before? What about that, Daniel? Me either, Joyous. Not a bit. Not a bit. I think he is, in my opinion, Daniel is as big of a uh what's uh hoaxer as you can get. Not in here, Shelby, though, was you? Is there a door you can see from the road? There is the front door. Got a front door on the porch and then another door. But what about the wrench door?
Now, I've read in the document that Malaya said something to the effect that the kids didn't always close the door behind them when they went outside. It kind of made it seem like there was times that they did.
She said, if I remember it, call, she said they never closed the door from behind them. And that's why it was.
that accurate, or was that something that when they went outside, they just
I mean, the percentage that they would actually close the door behind them, it's very minimal.
but they haven't done it in
So
the past, though, correct?
it's usually, I mean, Daniel, even I don't close the door all the way sometimes.
I believe that, Daniel. I believe that you don't close the door. I think your door hasn't been closed since 1976.
Oh, okay. And so it was all the way shut.
Yeah, it was all the way shut. I mean, fully all the way shut.
That is weird.
So, and
Yeah, 'cause
we and some of the investigators, when they were here, they came all the way down to the bedroom, sat on the bed, and we had a dead quiet. And they tried to open up the door. Well,
Dead quiet. Interesting words.
I think it was Mom who went out there and opened and just closed the door, and you couldn't hear it from inside the bedroom, sitting on the bed with the bedroom door shut.
Yeah.
I don't care. That door being silent means nothing to me. It means absolutely zilch to me. This is the thing. You have 3 children in your house under 6 and under. And your 2 asses are laid up in bed. Didn't even check on them. Not through the night, not in the morning. You just went, Daniel, that's it. Yeah, dead quiet. He said dead quiet. Sure did. It's very interesting words. Anyway, at the very minimum, you know that the kids go out and you guys are in bed. You put this is in the documents. It says Daniel puts or Malaya says Daniel puts a wrench or something in the door so the bear can't get in. Well, equally with that, if Daniel is so worried that a bear is going to get in the front door, shouldn't he be worried that there is, I don't know, children that can get out and I don't know, a bear could get them as well? So why wouldn't you do this to the other doors? And regardless, bear or not, you need to be watching your kids. It's just that simple. Bingo. Bingo, butterflies. Bingo. Why would Dan put a wrench on the front door, front not part of the slider? The slider is very easy. You can just put a board right there or whatever. Get something, to keep your kids safe. It's crazy. Thank you so much, butterflies. Good to see you, babies. I appreciate your support. Joyous, thank you, Mamacita. Appreciate you as well. They heard Jack in the kitchen, but didn't hear the sliding door. I don't think so, Mr. Martell. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Not happening. Not happening. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joyous. And thank you so much, butterflies. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Dead quiet is very specific. Mm-hmm. Yep. Bingo. Dead quiet.
So
Is the door heavy?
it is heavy, but
It is heavy.
when
Damn
when the
right,
kids
heavy.
got their hands on it, they would have to
No.
put both hands on it and they could slide it closed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is
Now,
possible for them to close it. They just need to, you know,
Yeah, they just got their boots on and everything else, and they slid it open and just might as well go ahead and slide it shut too, right? Both of them. And after they done all of that, it took both of them to close it. They walked out of a 4 kilometer search area and had enough energy to do all of that while they had rubber boots on. Miss me with that bullshit.
work at closing it.
now, so you wake up because there's been some time that you guys haven't heard the kids anymore, correct?
I woke up when Malaya woke me up. I'm pretty sure it was her who woke me up because
Daniel, you said you wasn't asleep by any means. On your interview that you did, a sit-down interview, you said you was not asleep by any stretch of the imagination, by any means. That is your words. Any means. But she woke you up. Now, Malaya says you was asleep and she woke you up. You said you was not asleep by any means. Were you asleep? Were you not asleep? Can you just not be consistent on one thing, Daniel? Could you just be consistent on whether you was asleep or not, whether you guys told Lilly to be quiet, you didn't want to wake up the baby, any of that?
we both kind of like woke up at the same time.
Oh,
And
my God. God in heaven. How it's a miracle. It is a miracle. They wake up at the same time now. Lord, the math tell. I'm telling you. So they go to sleep. They're both in and out of sleep, right? Whenever they they don't hear the kids anymore. But also in another interview, Daniel is literally quoted as saying that he hears them going out the door, and after a while he got up. But anyway, they just don't hear the kids while they, get their shoes on and all that, and close the door, and then close the door back, and then go outside and play. Janie hears them, but she's not out of consciousness at this point. She's got enough to hear them playing, but by the time Janie is, the kids are leaving the yard, she's back out of consciousness, and then Daniel and Malaya don't hear the kids at any point in the house. One of them doesn't wake up for 5 seconds or 10 seconds to hear the kids. They just both wake up at the same time. Go scratch, Daniel. Go scratch.
Gotcha, bitch. Gotcha, bitch.
and I remember her saying, as it says in the documents, she said, I don't hear them. But the craziest thing was,
See, he's trying to go by the documents as it says in the documents. He's going to walk that as best as Daniel can in this interview, because he knows we know what they say now. So he's going to go by that as much as possible, even though Daniel can't go by anything in a decent way, at least. This is the best Daniel's got.
when I woke up, it was in the first 5 seconds that she said, I don't hear them. And usually you would have
It was in the first 5 seconds.
to wait a couple you know what I mean? Or like a 30 seconds or something like that, because it could be in the fridge, because that's usually what everything goes quiet when they're, grabbing food or doing something, right?
Yeah. And so she wakes you up. Would you have
Well, I
noticed?
think she woke me.
Hold on. There's a lot here.
Everything goes quiet when they're, grabbing food or
Everything goes quiet when they're grabbing food. Why would everything go quiet when they're grabbing food? Maybe if they have to sneak it.
or doing something, right?
Yeah. And so she wakes you up. Would you have
Well, I
noticed?
think she woke me up, right? We kind of woke up at the
I think she woke me up. Yeah, it's not like that's not a resounding thing in your head. You think she woke you up. We woke up at the same time. But she said, "Do you hear the kids?" And I said, "No." I can't with this asshole. I swear I can't. Kelly, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you very, very much. Yeah, the cat's stop. 2-year-olds are not quiet when they wake up. They want changed and to eat. This entire story is bullshit. Yes, it absolutely is. And Malaya says the Thursday when when Jack and Lily get up, they both run into their room and wake them up. And Malaya says she gets up because the kids wanted breakfast. Friday morning is not going to be any different. Friday morning is not going to be any different. Those kids are going to do the same thing as they did Thursday morning as they do Friday morning. They have a habit. They're going to charge right into that room and they're going to say, change my diaper, Jack or whatever, or he's going to get up and they're going to want food. They're going to want a bottle, whatever. Well, they're not old enough for bottles. I hope not, at least. They're way much older than for bottles. But it wouldn't be surprised me. Some of these people gives their kids bottles until they're 4 and 5 years old. It blows my mind, but it happens. This entire story is bullshit. It is. It's totally bullshit.
the same time, but I really don't know.
Would you have noticed if she got out of bed?
No, I would have been sleeping. I would have been sleeping. I
Hold
didn't
on.
even know she
What was that
woke up at the
question?
same time, but I really don't know.
Would you have noticed if she got out of bed?
No, I would have been sleeping. I would have been sleeping. I didn't even know she called the kids and asked.
He would have been sleeping. But again, in his interview with the Canadian media, he says he wasn't even close to asleep.
Absent until I got the email on my phone.
What?
I didn't even know she called the kids in absent until I got the email on my phone.
That email is sent immediately. As soon as you sign in and mark them absent, you get the email. You get the email as soon as you sign. Trust me, we know you're not the only ones that's ever marked your kids absent. You get it instantly. And remember, Daniel said Malaya's phone was dead and Malaya used his phone. It's a runaway train at this point. He doesn't have control of anything. Anything. It's unbelievable. Like, the thing is, I've never, and I'm not just saying this, guys. I've never seen someone change so much. I think green eyes. I think it was too. I think uh the night before he was tripping, which is very interesting. He talks about that in here. He says, I wasn't in psychosis or anything like that. Math will do that. Sure will. I've showed you guys where 1 and 2 kids have been unalived at the time because the parents was on math. They wanted it to be quiet because they generally get paranoid, and they'll do anything in their psychosis while they're under the influence of a bad batch to keep them quiet. They don't even realize they're doing it.
Well, I mean, you woke up when Lilly popped her head in, right? So you were at
Yes,
least
yes, I
in and
did.
out.
Because there's a lock on the door, right?
Yeah.
And I heard like the lock.
You were at
Yes,
least
yes,
in
I
and
did.
out.
See, I wouldn't have asked the question like that. Well, you uh
Well, I mean, you woke up when Lilly popped her head in, right? So you were at
Yes,
least
yes,
in
I
and
did.
out.
I would have busted his ass on that one and asked him a different way. Well, you woke up when Lily woke her head in.
Because there's a lock on the door, right?
Listen to this.
And I heard like the lock rattle.
He heard the lock rattle. Could someone, like, what kind of a lock rattles? What kind of a lock rattles on a door? Seriously, I heard the lock on the door rattle. Are we talking about a padlock? I think they were just lazy ass getting up, to be honest with you, because they would dick around all night. How did Lily pop her head in if there was a lock on the door? Yep. Daniel. He's such a dummy. Lock on the bedroom door, not a bedroom door. Yes. A wrench lock. If the door was like, how did she pop her head in? It's math magic. Do you believe in magic? Daniel's brain is rattling.
So do you think though that
I think there is a whole side, and I don't like the term. I hate the term actually, gaslighting and a narcissist and all that stuff. I think it's way used, way overused. But I think with Daniel Martell, there is a total Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I think he is an entire other person, especially with his mate. I think he is extraordinarily jealous, and then he gets extraordinarily crazy. I think he is a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde as they get. He wants to be liked, accepted, and listen. We all want to be liked and accepted. That is the human condition. If anyone says they don't, they're lying. Everybody wants to be liked, everybody wants to be accepted. But the difference is he will go to any length, even make himself look like a buffoon that he looks, to try to get people to believe him or try to manipulate you to, oh, I'm just one of the guys, you know, and all this. He's full of shit. I can see right through this mother chicken.
In the time that Lily popped her head in, and that
Oh,
that
he's
woke
very
you up, it
possessive.
alerted you a little bit, and the time that you fully woke up, do you think you would have been able to tell? Would you have the ability to tell whether or not Malaya got out of bed?
I don't know. Do you want to say that over again for me so I get the? I was just
Yeah.
plugging in my phone, so I didn't hear you correctly.
No problem. So, if you're already have been woken up, Lily's popping in, so you've already woken up to a certain extent, maybe not fully awakened, but you've woken up to the point where you've acknowledged that the child has come in and out. Do you think in that moment, maybe not earlier, maybe not early in the morning, but from the moment that you were awoken, from the time that Lily popped her head in to the time that you were fully awake, do you think that Malaya could have gotten out of bed without you noticing?
I
That would
think
make
she
me
could
angry.
have, but you have to remember too, the baby was laying on her arm as well.
He's absolutely playing to
So,
his audience.
like the baby was sleeping on top of her right arm.
So it's unlikely that she got out of bed.
I mean, it's unlikely, but it is possible. I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah, anything is possible except, you know, anybody questioning you and you actually giving a legit answer, right, Daniel? I mean, Daniel, you were the one that was, and you never want to talk about this, Daniel, about how you would say you would visit Malaya in prison. They're closing in on her. They're gathering evidence on her. All of this stuff. What the hell happened with that? RCMP is evidence is mounting, is your words. You and your puppet said, made it seem like Malaya was out next to the road, giving up the children, and Janie saw Malaya and looked like she got seen, looked like she saw a person with 4 heads, like she got caught. Come on now. Come on. So is Daniel the last one to see him? I would guess so, because Malaya didn't say she saw them that I'm aware of.
Possible, but I think Meadow may have be woken up when she's actually moving.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And
But
so
it is possible, Daniel. I mean, anything's possible. This case is just an absolute circus, so anything's possible.
Yeah, you're the circus.
and so
Oops, sorry. Oops. Sorry. Accidentally pressed the button. You're the circus, Daniel. Is Belinda in here? Is Belinda in here? Let me see. Did you see Belinda's messages? Where did she, or was she in there? Yes. Yeah, he is the clown. She's not here. Okay. She's probably in bed right now, but
first thing that you do.
First thing I do when I wake up is, I mean,
tonight.
Malaya's right beside me, and she says, "You like hear the kids?" And then I listen for a few seconds. I said, "No, I don't hear them."
Yeah.
So first thing I do is when I don't hear them, I get up and I, get dressed.
That's the only thing he's
know,
consistently about.
And me and her make our way out to the
Yes.
to the kitchen.
Mhm.
And this thing I still find odd to this day.
Watch him.
I told investigators this is Malaya didn't look in Jack and Lily's room when we went up, when we walked to the kitchen, right?
Okay.
So I found that.
Yeah, he found that odd that Malaya didn't go to the bedroom. Well, you said you ran back there. You know what I find really freaking odd, Daniel, is that neither one of your asses went to Janie's. That's what I find odd. Nobody went to Janie's. After I checked that trailer, the first place I would have went, knock, knock, knock on the camper door. That's what I find odd. You don't check with the all-knowing, all-hearing junkyard Janie? I mean, Janie said she was the one that normally watches them when they're outside. Right? Except that morning, she hears them outside playing. Well, if you're the one that normally watches them outside, why that morning did you figure Daniel or Malaya was out there? Out of all those mornings, Janie, that you say you are the one that normally watches them when they're outside, that morning you heard them laughing and giggling. Why did you assume that Malaya or Daniel was out there? Why? Because you didn't hear Daniel. You couldn't have heard Daniel when they were laughing and playing. Remember, he didn't see him outside. Yeah, they never checked with Janie. I think the morning stuff is all a hoax. Every bit of it. Every bit of it.
Because we both walked.
I do think that evening something happened, whether they were in their room bawling and someone snapped, or they left something in the bathroom or somewhere and something happened. Perhaps. Oh, I agree, Angry Rabbit. Yes, Julia, exactly.
Up together up the hallway to the kitchen, and then I poked my head I looked into the living room, didn't see the kids. I ran back to the room, looked underneath their beds and stuff, didn't see them. So then we made our way outside, right? Malaya stood in the kitchen when I was running like a moron through the house looking for the kids.
You ran like a moron? Why would you be a moron? Why would you be a moron looking for the kids? If you believe a moron is something, like someone that knows something now, right? You know that you shouldn't have, and you see the other side of it now. Why would you say you were running like a moron? I mean, I believe you're a moron as well. Yes, I concur 100%. But I wouldn't understand why you are a moron for running in the bedroom looking for the kids. Right. Yeah.
And we made our way outside. We got through the fence, and then we're standing right in front of Mom's RV. And
Hold on. What?
she asked me, should I call in front of Mom's way outside? We got through the fence, and then we're standing right in front of Mom's RV. And she asked me, should I call 911? Right? That's, kind of instinctual. You want to do that, right?
Well, Daniel has said this in text message. This is true. He has said this in text message. But Malaya said this was instinctual for her, which to me, for a mother to say, it was just instinctual for me to call 911 is bizarre, but
Right.
Because we don't hear them out in the yard. We never seen them in the house. We don't see them in the backyard. I didn't know if Mom was even home or not, right? Because I thought she
Oh, you're scratching yourself there. Interesting. You didn't know mom was home or not. Oh, really? So you didn't fucking knock on the door to see? You dumbass. It's an excuse, Daniel. You're trying to fill it in with excuses. You're going to call, knock on the door, rip the door off the fucking hinges or something. Now, come on, Daniel. That's the first thing you're going to go. Where the hell could she be? She's a woman that goes out every 2 weeks to get her cartons of cigarettes and her dog treats. That's about as much as you're getting from her. Okay? So you didn't know mom was home at this time in the morning. Right. She done let out her chickens. Right? She done let out her chickens and, played her Timu games.
Might have went with my Uncle Ron.
Mhm.
So she's on the phone with 911. I
Gotcha.
run up into the woods where the cabins are and look in the
Okay. You said whenever you run up to the cabins, it took you 30 seconds to come back down. And by the time you come back down, she is on the phone with 911.
cabins, look around the area, didn't see them. I'm screaming and yelling, Lilly and Jack, Lilly and Jack, Lilly and Jack. And then I make my way down. There's a hill behind mom's RV. I make my way down, and Malaya's standing there. I'm not sure if she's still on the phone with 911. She might have been on speakerphone. Kind of looks like she was messaging, but she might have been on speakerphone with the dispatch. And so
Hold on, Mr. Sister. What did you say? 1 second.
I make my way down, and Malaya's standing there. I'm not sure if she's still on the phone with 911. She might have been on speakerphone. Kind of looks like she was messaging, but she might have been on speakerphone with.
Yeah, you're fucked. You're fucked. Malaya said she was standing her ass in the corner of the trailer, not in the yard, dum dum. Not in the yard. She's not standing in front of Janie's windshield with her dog barking. She had to turn off her Wi-Fi, she says, so she could get some service in the corner of the trailer. Yep. Said that too. Hashtag save Fluffy. Oh, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Let's see here. God, I wish I could find that quickly. Let me see if I can find it. Phone. 1 second. No phone there? Okay, let's see. Wi-Fi. Nope. Wait a second. 1 second, guys. Nope, not there. Okay. Let me see if I can find it.
That with the dispatch. And so I say I'm jumping in the car. So I ran inside. I tried to go into the front door. Door's locked. Ran through the back door, the back sliding door, got into the house, grabbed the keys off the end table, because there was 2 sets of keys, right? And then I didn't take my phone. Well, I don't remember taking my phone because there's no service out there anyway. Not like.
Yeah, there's no service out there. Janie says you cannot get service there very, very, very rarely. And Daniel saying she's standing in the middle of the yard talking to the phone with 911. He's going to change this though now that he sees this, because you're watching, you dumbass. I know you're watching. And all of this, it's very convenient. I don't give a damn if there is no service. Any other time, you say in the documents that you always take your phone, except you didn't take it that time. Neither did your mom, conveniently.
I can use it. So I left my phone on the end table. I'm pretty sure I left it on the end table.
Pretty sure.
Investigators would know that for 100%. So
And-
grab my keys,
Oh,
grab my key or grab the keys, ran up to the Nissan Pathfinder, and that's when I
They know, but you do too, Daniel, because you told them you left the phone there. And let me tell you something. I believe you left the phone there. I believe your phone was there all night, and all day until after, I don't know, 10:15 or 10:30 that morning. Then I believe your phone probably moves off the property after that. But in a place that is so deserted, it's a good excuse. You could say, I didn't take my phone. But there is 2 children missing. You're going to take your phone if you fall, if you find them, if someone else finds them, whatever. Of course, no ping. Of course, no ping. His ass is right there. So convenient. Tomorrow, we're going to go over the FBI's. I've got a thing from a class that I did. The FBI's most things that raises their eyebrows the most when a parent of missing children go missing. Daniel and Malaya, of course, they're in Canada, but if they were in the United States, they check everything, nearly every check mark that would raise the eyebrows of these parents. And that's just what happened when they first went missing. We're not talking about, things that was happening prior to going missing, right? The bruises, the CPS, all of that. Craziness.
started to search the dirt roads and the culverts, right? So I went up Lansdowne Road, and I already told investigators this, but that blanket was not there in that tree.
Which direction were you
That
heading?
would be when I'm coming out the end of the driveway and I'm going right.
Yeah, he's very adamant that blanket was not in that tree. This is someone who checked all the creeks right around there, the culverts, the streams, the dirt roads in 10 minutes, and he can assure us that that blanket was not there during that time. And I believe one thing I do is I do believe him. I don't believe that blanket was there that time during the morning, but I do believe it was there later in the day.
Toward Lansdowne Road, over the tracks, and then hanging a hard right.
So you were coming the direction that would have been visible to you, and you didn't see it.
Yeah, I'd be going. I'd right at the end of the driveway. I take a right. I'm going up the road.
Across the railroad tracks, and then the right up of the dirt road.
Yeah, that's Lansdowne Road where the blanket was found.
All right. So when you're running around and as you're going outside and you're looking, that gate outside, is it always open? Was it unlocked? Was it locked?
Sometimes it's open.
Was it open that morning?
I do not remember that. I don't remember I don't remember.
So convenient.
And so you come
It's
around.
not hard. It's not hard to open up gates anyway. They're just slide. Like I always forget to close. My mom always reminds me, but they're just a slide and bolt lock, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing hard about those locks at all.
Yeah, he just doesn't remember.
Maybe none, but I'm just kind of curious.
Just doesn't remember whether the gate was open or not, and he even forgets to close the door. He's a 30-some-year-old man who has 3 children in the home under 6, but he doesn't remember to close the fucking door. Perfect. Got you, Daniel.
Because if you can unlock it and open it, but if you're on the other side of the fence and you're small, can you reclose it?
Yeah, you can. You can. All you do is just pull the fence close to you and then close it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so it may not be a clue there. So you're out there searching in the woods. How long before law enforcement arrived?
I was told 12 minutes.
Okay.
But then when I looked at the documentation and asked questions and dug further, it was 22 minutes, I do believe.
And were you at the
Oh,
house when they arrived?
I was actually when they were arriving, I was actually coming back to the house in the car, and I couldn't park in the driveway because RCMP just stopped in the yard, right?
Okay.
but I thought you said you got back and you waited for them to show up. I thought that's what happened. I thought you got back and you waited for the RCMP to show up. Yeah, you're right, Canadian cat lady. He is. He
Because
certainly
they were
is.
just starting to walk down and talk to Malaya. So what I did is I parked the white Nissan Pathfinder, because that's the car Malaya owns, the 2017 Nissan white Pathfinder, and I parked over on the right hand side of the marsh. Going toward Lansdowne Road. There's a marsh that's right beside the house there. Probably can pull that up on the map. There's a little driveway that's right beside it. It's about 100 feet from the house.
Okay. Around here?
Yeah, that's actually the marsh, and there's a little driveway right on the left hand side right there. Yep, that's where I parked in the white Nissan Pathfinder.
Okay.
And then when I jumped out of the car, the RCMP yelled at me from in the yard, right, because they could see me clearly.
Yeah.
And they said, Daniel, don't go back into the woods. So at that point, I didn't go back into the woods. I walked over to the house and I went down. I was talking to my mother because the RCMP just, officers just sworn Malaya.
Yeah.
Was this the time you're talking to your mother? Hmm. Is this the time when Malaya said you were acting erratic? How's that Netflix thing going? You know what, Leslie? That's one of the things that's on the FBI's list. Them talking about. I'll go over it tomorrow, but it's why would they swarm her? Good question. Good question. Oh my God, he wants to be the good boy. He wants to be the good boy, and now Daniel is parroting. He is totally parroting. He was talking about the RCMP, the guys wanting to be big bad, Superman kind of things, and I'm like, oh God, Daniel, stop, buddy. You try too fucking hard. Lighten up. Is there a math light asking for a friend? Is there a math light? Not a full-fledged. Is there, can we get him a math light? He is a beta cook. Yeah. Why did Malaya leave him? My God, she saw the light, I guess. I don't know. I mean, shit. I think she's I mean, this is my opinion. I think Malaya is horrible, in my opinion, for not speaking up for her kids. I think it's terrible. But I will say this. I think if the kids was just with Malaya, they would not be missing today. That's my opinion. I don't believe they would be missing if it was just Malaya today. And I think, let's say, for instance, the kids got into something. She could be very much blamed equally for that. And whether, she was involved in anything or not. But I think, in my opinion, I think Malaya's mom grabbed her daughter up and said, listen, your life has went to hell since you've got with this SOB. Look at yourself right now. Look at where your life is. Your two kids are missing right now. Your daughter is in the custody of me right now, and they eventually took her away from her too as well. But I think any of us would have pulled our daughter out of that and said, I don't give a damn if you're 30, 20, 30, 40 years old. Your ass is coming with me. I know I would my kid. which I'll be honest with you, it would be very difficult for me to be, for my daughter or any of my kids to be with someone like Daniel. I mean, they are their own person when they're over 18 and they're going to make their own decisions. But when shit like this rolls down, you're going to grab their ass. It's not a choice then. You're coming with me, mother chicken. I'm going to drag your ass out of here because listen, two of my grandkids are gone. And then my other grandkid, CPS, is here to take her. So, and that's just what you do sometimes. I've did that to my sister before. We've done that with my sister. She's one of my sisters. She's been through it, man, and we've showed up. Listen, we let you live your life normally. Today, bitch, you're coming with me. Hold on, let me pull out my earrings. Let me pull off my acrylics. Don't make me, honey. Don't make me, okay? Just saying, not today, Satan. Not today. Let me put my 6-inch pumps on. How you doing? Okay. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Thank you so much, Mamacita. You received that. Make sure you give Sarah a big, big, big thank you. Really do appreciate you. Sometimes you got to take the pearls off sometimes. Just for a moment. Just for a moment. Sometimes you just got to take the pearls off for a moment. Remember, Belinda said MB was born to be a mom, very caring and clean. Yes. And what's the things that can change that? What's the things that can change that? Two things: drugs, relationships. It's the only two things that'll change it. Only two things that will change you born to be a mom or anything. That's really it. Drugs and relationships, or drugs and relationships combined. I had to one time, Raw Beanie. I did. We all came like the Clampets. That was years ago, though. I was much feistier then, and wasn't a parent and all that. But yeah, I had to go get my sister and show out for a minute. We did. And that's what you do for family. That's what you do for family. Malaya doesn't care her kids are gone. It's not okay. Listen, I think Malaya is I think she is very cowardly. I think she is. And when you're a parent, even if you won't speak up for yourself, just speak up for your kids. There should be, and it's not in every parent. I don't know how it's not, but I have seen it with fostering and years of seeing it, and with the cases and everything. When it comes to your kids, your family, there is this internal, we call it mama bear or papa bear, right? It will make you turn into somebody that you wouldn't even for yourself, right? Or at least I wouldn't for myself. But, somebody, and that's who Malaya should be right now. She should be Jack and Lily's champion, right? Even in her failures, she cannot fix what happened before May 2nd. She can't fix it. right? Whether she was a good mom for the first few years or couple years, and then things changed. You can't go back. But what she can do now is she can be the best truthful advocate for her kids that nobody else can do better than her. Nobody. And it makes you wonder why. Makes you wonder why. Why won't a mother speak out? Belinda, she sobbed, and said, I'm just so glad people talk about Jack and Lily. I'm just afraid people will stop talking about them. In my opinion, parents that the majority, I think, of the public sees a little sus. In my opinion, they want people to stop talking about them. They do. Out of sight, out of mind, move along. And that's sad. I was wondering if she's going to. I'm sure she was watching. I'm sure Belinda was watching, but she may be angry right now. She may be sad. She may be all the above, and she just may not be ready to talk tonight. She may be watching me right now. I don't know, but she'll talk when she's ready. You know. Yeah, Linda, you're right. Who's safe now? Who has her own place? Who's lost everything? That means anything. Stand up and be a woman, Malaya. You owe that to them. Yeah. Where is Jack and Lily's safety? Where's Jack and Lily's safety? Because Meadow's safe. Wherever Meadow is, she's safe. She looks so much better than when she first was taken. So much better. Way better. Like a different child. Really. What about Jack and Lily's comfort? What about their safety? Does it matter? Doesn't seem to matter because, in my opinion, Mr. Daniel Martell would not be lying, and Malaya would be speaking. That's right, Pickle Do's grandma. My heart bleeds for Belinda. Belinda. It really does. Her doing this interview the other day that she did, this last interview, when you just hear her voice. Belinda is truly the only active advocate. We don't even hear from Malaya's mother. How does a grandmother not speak out for her grandkids? How? She's the only one. She's the only one that, like how the Bible, if you're not Christian, I'm just going to use this as a reference, but how the Bible says faith without works is dead, right? For someone who wants something to happen, They not only say it, they not only use the words, but they show the actions with it, right? They show the actions with it. And there is no action on any of them. And in my opinion, that goes for Daniel too, because Daniel does it for himself, clearly, in my opinion. Clearly does it for himself. He had these people snowed. I couldn't take it. Yeah. Well, the reservation put up those missing posters. That's all that they did that I've seen, in my opinion. Behind the scenes, she might be falling apart and just not knowing what to do. However, coming clean. Listen, Sherry, you're right. I don't want people to confuse. Do I think she's probably coming apart? Yes. Regardless of what happened though, right? Someone can know something and be coming apart. That doesn't change, right? You can know something or not know something. Either way, you're coming apart, right? It's a shitty situation either way. But when you're coming apart, a mother, a family member, when you don't know, you have to move. You have to get up and look. You have to get up and advocate. How could you just sit there? 5 months today. It is now past midnight here. 5 months. You're funny, Sarah. $300 in the Dollarama. That's what's up. How could you? I mean, other than the one text message chain that she sent out in a group and the one interview that she did, that's all. Sitting on a beach. Justin, it took a lot of my patience. I've watched DT and Daniel's discussion. I was really confused with DT's agreeable sense of mind. It hurt. Listen, I respect DT. I think he might be doing it for a reason. He just may be coming at this at a different angle. That's my hope, to be honest with you. That's my hope. Uh, so, sometimes, and I've done this as well. I mean, you got to build rapport to get answers, make them feel more comfortable. So I hope, in my opinion, that's what it is. I don't know though. I don't know. But like the pro Coburger people, they were terrible to a lot of us that thought that Koberger was guilty, and I'm thinking I can't imagine him not people thinking he was guilty, but um but I disagree with him, with his stance on this, but it's a free country. We can all agree to disagree. Try not to make it, especially with like a creator or a regular, a person like, we are passionate about these cases. I get it, and sometimes we get a little emotional and stuff. I get emotional when it comes to people lying. And Daniel has very easily, you can prove that he has said multiple things about the same situation. Maybe Deborah. I don't know. I mean, I didn't really watch a lot prior to this, to be quite honest with you. But Daniel lies about very specific things, in my opinion, allegedly. But I don't believe that they are cleared whatsoever. I do disagree with that. I do disagree with that. But um, oh, Koberger was pooping bricks when his daddy got pulled over with his daddy. Oh yeah. Uh, not really, Danique. No, I don't. Uh, oh, Daniel. Yeah. All right, guys. I'll be back here tomorrow, Lord willing. Take good care of yourself. Really do appreciate you. It's probably late wherever you're at. It is 12, almost 12:30 here. I have to be up at 5:30. And hopefully I'll be live a little bit earlier tomorrow. We'll see. My first live will maybe around 3:30 or 4 o'clock. Or a little bit after. We'll see. It's been a long day for me. All right, guys. Love you. Appreciate you. God bless you. Take good care of yourselves. Good night. Maybe if I can get it.